All right, let's talk about travel. You ever get that little knot in your stomach when you think about actually navigating a new place? It's usually not the big stuff, right? It's the small things, booking a flight, checking into a hotel, or even just trying to decide on a plan with a friend. Well, today, we're going to untangle all of that. We're going to turn that communication stress into total confidence with a super simple but really powerful toolkit for your next big adventure.
So you've got this perfect trip pictured in your mind. The amazing sights, the new foods, all of it. But then, reality kind of hits. How do you handle all the little details? You know, the phone calls, the front desk chats, the back and forth planning with your friends. It's often these small communication bumps in the road that can add this layer of stress to what should be an awesome experience. So, how do we fix that? Let's dive in.
So here's the journey we're going to take together. First up, we'll tackle the planning stage. Then we'll get into the nitty-gritty of making the actual arrangements. After that, we'll walk through a totally smooth hotel check-in. And to wrap it all up, we'll build an essential toolkit you can literally use anywhere. Think of it as a roadmap to a seamless trip.
Okay, so every great trip starts with an idea, right? But what happens when your amazing idea crashes into someone else's amazing idea? Let's take a look at how to handle that planning conversation. From making a suggestion to, hearing someone else out without it turning into a big deal.
It pretty much always kicks off with a simple question. So, let's follow two friends, Sarah and Tina, as they start hashing out a trip together. Sarah gets the ball rolling. And Tina comes back with a really clear, confident suggestion. Now notice what she does here. She doesn't just say, Australia. She paints a picture. She explains why she wants to go. And that is a fantastic way to get someone else excited about your idea.
And here it comes, the counter suggestion. Now this is key. Sarah acknowledges Tina's idea first. She says it sounds interesting. That's just polite, right? But then she offers a totally different alternative. She presents her own vision for what the trip could be.
And here's how they land the plane. Tina, once again, acknowledges Sarah's idea, sounds very interesting, but she politely sticks to her preference. This whole exchange, it's not an argument. It's actually a perfect example of clear, respectful negotiation, and it all just comes down to knowing the right phrases to use.
So this basically breaks down that entire conversation into simple things you can use anytime. Over on the left, you've got these open, friendly ways to make a suggestion, like, why don't we? And on the right, you have really polite ways to offer a different idea, like, I'd rather. These aren't just words, They're tools that keep the conversation feeling collaborative, not confrontational.
But what if a suggestion is, well, kind of vague? That's where asking for clarification is so important. Don't just sit there and nod if you're confused. A simple, direct question makes sure everyone's on the same page before you move on. It feels like a small thing, but trust me, it is absolutely vital for good planning.
So once you've actually agreed on where you're going, it's time to make it happen. Now, this often means getting on the phone to make bookings, which, let's be honest, can be a little intimidating for some of us. But it really doesn't have to be. Before you even pick up that phone, have this core info ready to go. Where you're going, what dates, and your ideal travel time. This is the bedrock of any booking call. Seriously, being prepared is half the battle won. Look, the whole booking call can be broken down into these 4 simple steps. It's a totally logical flow, right? You say what you need, you ask for your options, you confirm your choice, and then you give your details. If you approach it like this, all the guesswork is just gone.
And yeah, don't forget about the money. When you're making arrangements, always ask about the cost right up front. In our source material, a caller, Mr. Nang, immediately asks about room rates. He finds out a single room starts at 250 ringgit. Getting a clear number like that prevents any of those nasty surprises later.
So you've planned, you've booked, and you have finally arrived. The last little hurdle is the hotel check-in. Let's make sure you can walk up to that front desk feeling totally cool and confident.
Hey, just like booking a flight, checking into a hotel follows a really simple, predictable pattern. You state what you need, give your details, confirm how you're paying, and then, and this is a great pro tip, ask any of those practical questions you have, like about restaurant hours, right then and there. It'll save you a trip back down to the front desk later on. And to really get the most out of your stay, it really helps to show up with a few key questions already in mind. Knowing about the room amenities, the hotel facilities, and those crucial times like check-in and check-out just makes your arrival completely stress-free. The big takeaway here is to never ever be afraid to ask for the details that you need.
Okay, we've covered a lot of ground, from the first idea all the way to arriving at the hotel. Now let's wrap it all up and put it together into one simple, really powerful toolkit that you can take with you on any trip.
And here it is. This is your ultimate travel cheat sheet. Each line connects a specific goal with a simple, polite phrase that gets the job done. So whether you're suggesting a plan, asking for a room, or confirming a booking, the right words are right here. Just mastering these few phrases can empower you to handle dozens of common travel situations with total ease. Because at the end of the day, travel isn't just about the places you go see. It's about the connections you make and the confidence you build along the way. With the right communication tools, you're not just booking a trip, you're unlocking a world of seamless experiences. So, I guess the only question left is, where will your words take you next?